Welcome back everybody to another episode of Sneaker Updates. This will be Sneaker Updates number 110. If you happen to be new, feel free to subscribe and enable post notifications. This way you stay 100% updated on every hype sneaker. Essentially, in this series, we go over sneakers that received updates throughout the week. For example, some of those may potentially include some Jordans, Yeezys, and more. But with that short intro out of the way, why don't we jump right into the first update. Kicking it off, we'll be seeing two Jordan shock drops tomorrow, June 21st, on the Nike Sneakers app. First, we have the Jordan 3 White Cement Reimagined restocking for $210. There are about 40,000 pairs restocking. However, I'm still expecting these to remain profitable with a poor to subpar margin on large sizes 10 and above, depending on if you have tax or not. Obviously, it's not a good margin, but there should still be room for some lunch money nonetheless, especially if you have local buyers. Not to mention, if you don't already have these are essentials for the collection. Next, we have the Jordan 5 UNC University Blue, which will also be restocking for $225. Around 25,000 pairs of these will be restocking, and unfortunately, these are already selling for around retail, so I'd have to say personal only, especially with that high retail of $225. Now, as for a precise time tomorrow that these will be releasing, that information will be posted inside of Endurance. There already is a time loaded on the endpoint. However, if you guys recall what happened recently on the LeBron 7 shock drop, when all Twitter accounts were saying it was pushed to tomorrow at 12 p.m., but Endurance was the only source to say 10 a.m. Eastern time today, that's because Nike has started to intentionally mess with these endpoints, since they know now that people are watching them. Endurance has had authentic connection since 2018, hence our information does not depend on whatever is on those endpoints. I'm not sure how often they'll end up doing this, but if you do want information for shock drops, sneakers hunts, etc. from the real source, you can feel free to join Endurance with the link in the description below for a limited time. And of course, early info and plugs are only one of the countless resources that Endurance offers. I encourage you to check out the website for at least 1 minute so you can see what I'm talking about. But anyway, with those out of the way, let's move on to some other Jordan updates. Next up, we got a closer look at the upcoming Travis Scott Jordan 1 Low Golf. These are dropping this holiday season for $170. Despite them being Golf Jordan 1s, because they are a Travis collab, these will undoubtedly be extremely profitable with an incredible margin nonetheless, full throttle. Next up, we got a mock-up of the Jordan 6 Yellow Ochre, courtesy of Z Sneakerheads. These will be dropping on February 3rd for $200. Unfortunately, I'd expect these to just be personals, and you might even be able to grab them on sale when they do end up dropping. We also got a mock-up of the Jordan 11 Neapolitan, which will be dropping on November 11th for $225. I'd expect these to mostly just be personals as well. And we also got a mock-up of the A Ma Maniere Jordan 5 Diffused Blue, which will be dropping this holiday season for $225. While Jordan 5s may not be as in demand as a Jordan 4, and the retail is quite high at $225, I do think that these have potential for profitability with a subpar to decent margin, depending on how the colorway actually looks. A Ma Maniere has been pretty good with their Jordan collabs thus far. Then, we got our first in-hand look at the Jordan 11 DMP Defining Moments pack, which will be making its return finally on December 9th for $225. These are absolute grails. I'm extremely excited to get a personal. Let me know if you guys are as well. There should be over 1 million pairs of these releasing, but nonetheless, as we have seen on other classic Jordan 11s with tons of stock, like the Jordan 11 Concord, Bread, and Cool Gray, these should still be profitable for at least lunch money with a subpar margin. We also got a detailed look at the J Balvin Jordan 3 Medallion Sunset. These drop on September 2nd for a whopping $250. While these will have good demand, that high retail kills most of their potential for profitability unless they are more limited than prior collabs, if anything, lunch money at best. Now, with Jordans out of the way, just a brief update on Yeezys. We got an in-hand look at another unreleased Yeezy, courtesy of Chef Master Ian, which is the Yeezy Foam Runner Grayscale. As we discussed in the last Yeezy update video, Adidas did allude to more drops in the future being under consideration, and this only corroborates that. There are many more other than these, which of course I'll keep you guys updated on, so make sure you are subscribed and enable post notifications. With Yeezys out of the way though, now moving on to some miscellaneous updates. First, If you haven't seen already, Off-White did make a post regarding exclusive access for a Nike product tomorrow, June 21st. Given the term exclusive access, they would be alluding to something on Nike sneakers. However, this is related to Off-White Paris as far as I know, hence it has led many people to speculate that perhaps this is related to the Off-White Air Force One Phantom. Despite giving a location, they do mention its exclusive access word for word rather than a geolocation stash. If you recall, they specifically said geolocation for the yellow Air Force Ones word for word. And if it is just normal, randomized, exclusive access, US accounts would have no chance. But if you're from Europe, make sure you're on the lookout for whatever product is dropping on there. Moving on, it looks like we'll be getting a Travis Scott Mac Attack pair dropping this holiday season for $120. Travis has already increased hype for this model in general by simply wearing them. So of course, the actual collab pair will be profitable with a great margin, especially since these have such low retails. Even the upcoming pair this week has launch money potential in large sizes, so that's another drop to look forward to. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys today. Remember, you could join Endurance with the link in the description for a limited time, and you could also purchase Gargantua with the link in the description for a limited time. In fact, just today, we added an auto checkout module for drop NFTs, which are frequently profitable with pretty solid margins. With that said, though, have a fantastic rest of your day, and of course, good luck on all these upcoming releases.